You are the leader of the shebandwagon, as it were. Did we? Was that what we called it? Was it a shaposse?
We've never called it a shaposse.
I
don't think
know.
we've ever called it a shebandwagon either.
Shebandwagon? I know.
We're
I'm trying to
having
figure out.
a good time, but I don't know that we've ever done that.
How are we feeling? Where it sure seems like the Browns are trying to get Dillon Gabriel ready to play. Even if it's not week one, that they're really giving him a real chance here to open up on his side of the competition.
Well, so I feel like the Shedeur plan is kind of playing out the way that if you are a believer, you should be pretty excited. Not given him many opportunities, but what has he done? Day in, day out, he's shown why he should be given more and more opportunities. And today he got a chance to actually go up against the number one defense for the first time. Like you're giving him more and more. And I get the infatuation with Dillon Gabriel. At least it appears to be the infatuation with Dillon Gabriel. But I watched him play football. I'm not worried about it. I don't think he's going to actually win out the deal when it's all said and done.
I think you should be worried about it because I think they're going to do everything to give Dillon a chance and keep letting Shedeur take his baby steps.
I don't understand why they would rush Dillon Gabriel, or at least give Dillon Gabriel every opportunity under the sun if it becomes painfully obvious. And maybe it's not yet, but if it starts to continue down the road that it has, that Shedeur is just playing pretty good football day in, day out, and Dillon comes with, hey, that was one really good throw. Like today he had the 40-yarder, but before that, Zach Jackson was tweeting out that it was like Dillon Gabriel's throws are all over the place. Like it's too inconsistent for my taste.
Well, but okay, so it's Shedeur being put in position short term to build some confidence. I think that's where maybe the context is missing on some of this. Is like I think a lot of the stuff they're giving Shedeur, even the ones today, is about they feel like they want to build his confidence. That's at least the messaging out there. And then with Dillon, they're more comfortable to let him, I don't want to say fail, but to let him learn on the fly.
Well, if that's the case, then it's going better for Shedeur Sanders than a lot of people first anticipated, because everyone looked at it like Shedeur was being buried. If I believe,
until Kenny Pickett's injury, he was.
So if I believe what you're saying, though, taking it slow with him is a way of almost saying like we're trying to protect you and save you. Whereas with Dillon, it's like, hey, we'll see what you have, we'll throw you out there, and then if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't.
I mean, no,
I look at it a little bit differently.
I think they just think Dillon's farther ahead and that Dillon doesn't need the baby steps. I mean, again, I think the way they've handled Shedeur in a lot of ways is a little infantilizing and a little like if I was Shedeur, I would be a little embarrassed by it. But I mean, I think all things are pointing to, I think Dillon's got a decent chance of starting week one, which I did not think a week ago.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I think Shedeur doesn't have a chance in hell.
I think if he
that
keeps,
can change. But
I think if he keeps playing the way that he has, I think he's got just as much of a chance as Dillon does.
No.
I don't think either rookie has much of a chance at the end of the day.
Oh, I think that's changed. I think the Pickett injury opened up the opportunity for the rookies, which in fairness, Shedeur, with the limited stuff he's getting, is still, I think, doing everything he's being asked of. But I mean, I think they're throwing more at Dillon, and I think they're doing that in a way. Like I want to say it was Daryl said something about this, and I really paid attention because Daryl and I talked about this last week of the idea of you got to get him ready to play. I really think they're only doing that with one of these guys.
Yeah, but it'd be different if I thought Dillon was passing every test right now, and I just don't see that.
Well, but so passing the test isn't just looking good. It's are you learning from your mistake? This is where, and this is in fairness, there are two different bars to clear here. There is Dillon has to, we just got to keep moving along, little buckaroo, show that you're getting acclimated and comfortable. Shedeur's got to pass the test that he's even ready to get to that point. I think they're taking two very different tests. So their definition of what Dillon's passing the test is and Shedeur's are wildly different.
Well, I think it'll be much easier for Dillon to be able to pass that test if he showcases what he could do. In the early portion, and we've been through 7 days now, maybe this will turn, but it feels like day in, day out, Shedeur is having these nice days and he's performing. And when we talk about Dillon Gabriel, it's like he has some days where he seems awesome. And then he has other days where it's like, where did this come from and what happened?
I need you to mentally prepare for that there's a decent chance that Dillon Gabriel starts.
I'll tell you, listen, I'll mentally prepare for it, and I'll mentally prepare to be very disappointed when he gets on the field too. But I'll mentally prepare for it. The problem that I have right now, and where I'm getting a little agitated in the big picture of things, and I see where this is going. Shedeur has been asked to be given more and more after starting from the very, very bottom, and so far he's been passing the test. And I'm worried we're going to wake up 2 or 3 weeks from now. This will still be good for Shedeur, that he's getting more opportunities and he's showcasing at every step that he can do it. Where I'm going to get agitated is the people that are like, see, the Browns did it the right way with him. They treated Shedeur with baby gloves, kid gloves, and he was able to come along nicely. And it's because of the process that Kevin Stefanski put him through. That's why they're having success, while completely just blowing right past the idea that Shedeur shouldn't have been starting up against fourth team defensive players and everything else.
So here's the thing. I think you're going to be right, but not in the way you think you're going to be right. I think if either rookie start, it's going to week 1, it's going to be Dillon Gabriel. But I think if Dillon gets through that first 6 to 8 weeks and there's just no defense, he looks like a rookie. He looks like the guy that is getting his passes knocked down and can't open up passing lanes with his feet, like all those kind of things. I think then they'll go to Shedeur, and conveniently, this is ultimately in your best interest because you are part of the Shahive. That's right. What it was, Shahive.
And we want to see Shedeur play football.
Then they could go to Shedeur, and if he has success, it'll be like, well, this is why we baby stepped him.
I mean, it's where I'm going to get angry. I'm going to get angry at that idea that like Stefanski and everyone around them will be like, yeah, so we treated him the right way. That was good. But what we did there was the only way he was going to succeed is if we did it this way, and it's just not true.
I think at this point, I don't know. No, listen, I still think they're going to be 3 or 4 quarterbacks at play this year. But I think at this point, you can't have your cake and eat it too if you're part of the Shahive. I think you should feel grateful if this guy even sees the field.
Well, so what happens with Joe Flacco if Dillon Gabriel wins the job?
I think Joe becomes the backup.
You think Joe signs up for that, where he just holds the clipboard?
Yeah, it's either that or you go home.
I think he might just go home.
I think I know Joe is kind of let it be known like he came back because he still thinks he's got a lot of the tank and whatnot. With love and respect, you can either collect your $5 to $10 million this year, or you can go home and wait for somebody to call you, and that might not happen when you're 40 and got beat out by Dillon Gabriel.
If I'm Joe, I could live it if I don't win this job, because by all accounts, it feels as if Joe thinks that he was promised something in starting week 1.
But Joe's also a big boy. He's been around the league for a very long time.
But does he want to hang around? And listen, I mean, I'm a guy I can understand cashing checks. But at the end of the day, he's like, they're paying me $4 million to sit around and cash a check. I can get behind that as the reason why. But if not starting, sitting there and just waiting, and then even if Dillon starts, the backup opportunity, like if he gets injured, it's not going to be Joe. It'd be Shedeur that goes in.
Yeah, I don't even know about that. I think the number one takeaway that I have is through 7 days, man, do they believe in Dillon Gabriel, damn the results, and they are trying to get him ready to play soon. Whether that's week 1 or not is kind of up to Dillon and whatever their bar for him is. But I think Dillon might end up have been like, I think everybody kind of benefited in one way or another from Kenny getting injured because it opened up more reps for Shedeur. I think it also opened up more reps for Joe Flacco, by the way, to get him ready for the regular season. I think it also took some of the pressure off the absolutely fake 4-man quarterback derby and what became a 3-man quarterback derby very quickly. But I don't know anybody benefited more than Dillon Gabriel. I think it is amazing how much they really want him to play and how much they believe in his readiness, despite everybody at camp being like, all the things that people said he would struggle with in the NFL, he's struggling with right now.
I mean, just once, I'd love to have somebody believe in me the way that apparently the Browns believe in Dillon Gabriel. It is an unreal level of belief right now, and I have no proof as to why.
And because they liked him. Like they liked him in the pre-draft process.
Doesn't that sound stubborn though? When everyone is at these camps being like it's a mixed bag of sorts, he just kind of looks. He has some really good throws, but he has some throws where it's like, what happened here?
I mean,
and he also his height does get in the way where he has passes knocked down like he did with Shelby Harris today.
I mean, confirmation bias is real. Like just because the Browns went to Ivy League schools doesn't mean they're not akin to the same thing everybody has, which is confirmation bias. I like the kid; he's doing well in practice. Oh, we're throwing a lot at him to see if he's ready. Like,
right, but then the thing you've been arguing for this entire time is like give us a real, fair, actual quarterback battle. Then we're definitely not getting that if that's the case.
Oh, I've absolutely set sail on the idea that that's happening. Yeah, no. When Shedeur was throwing to equipment managers, and Joe was standing off to the side watching Kenny Pickett get picked.
I mean, that's fine. So at least we got on the same page that if the same page is the deck is stacked against Shedeur, he's playing a rigged game of cards right now, then okay. So and I just have to brace for that reality and accept it for what it is.
What's different now, and again, this could be person of the moment, I'm willing to admit to that. But what's different is it felt like the deck was stacked for 3 quarterbacks. Now, I think the deck is stacked for one quarterback, and I think it's Dillon Gabriel. I think in the hopes, wishes, and dreams of this organization, if he could snag the week 1 start, they would look at that as some sort of meaning like if he could actually earn it, I think they would look at this as a massive victory for them and their offseason plan and the idea to take 2 quarterbacks and all that.
I listen, as of right now, we can only go off of what we've seen over the first 7 days or so. And I think you're right in your assessment of it, but it doesn't mean I have to like it, and it doesn't mean I can't be infuriated by it.
Yeah, and my number one thing I want to see is, can you run a legitimate quarterback search and let each guy determine their own fate? And they've done that for, Kenny's injury might have determined his fate, but they've done it for 3 of the 4 quarterbacks. So on some level, it is disingenuous, the same as, he's a work in progress. He's a rookie quarterback. So is Dillon Gabriel. Dillon Gabriel's also a work in progress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But treating him as if he's a developmental quarterback when, by the way, like Shedeur's history, his skill set more fits the system than Dillon Gabriel. I think it was, right. Who do we have on Friday? Orlovsky. And when Orlovsky was like, I don't think Dillon really fits the Stafanski offense as much. He's better out of the shotgun. That was like, the guy didn't even, so much of what we know about Kevin is if you fit what I want to do and you just shut up and take the on-schedule throws and take what the defense gives you and your limited talent, I'll love you forever. Dillon didn't even fit that part and parcel.
That's part of what makes it so confusing to me. I mean, how many times have you heard me be like, Shedeur fits exactly what Stafanski would want to do? Mm-hmm. He's accurate as hell. He's going to be able to find the open receivers that Stefanski schemes open. Like, he can do short yardage passing like you wouldn't believe. Like, it's just so much of it works, and it just seems like Stefanski's ignoring it right now.
216-474-0092. Is Dillon Gabriel pushing for the for the week 1 starting job? I don't know if he's pushing or if he's being pushed. And I do think that is a development from the Kenny Pickett injury because it became, we can't get that guy who we believe in ready. Let's get this guy. And again, it doesn't mean he'll ultimately start week 1, but maybe if they get him enough reps, they might feel comfortable pulling that escape shoot on Joe Flacco earlier.
Little disappointment out of yesterday's camp, by the way. I was expecting Shedeur to be out there for like 45 minutes after practice because every camp, it seems like he's been hanging out past the expected date and time and just kind of throwing to anybody that'll pay attention. And I was expecting that. And apparently he worked out well before the practice. So I missed opportunity. And I didn't get to see him just kind of showcasing that work ethic that we've been hearing all about.
I felt so bad for you on Friday because Friday he came over to sign right next to our tent there. And then he walked across to talk to a couple people. And I was like, Peterlin would be out there. He'd be bird dogging right now.
We would have loved it. He
just went like, JP, number 1 of the Shahive here. Just want to let you know, big fan.
I was with G. Bush yesterday, too, so he probably would have came over and dapped us up because, that's 2 people of the Shahive that we've been running with. But I did get to watch Dillon Gabriel do his best Forrest Gump impression. He was running. That man was running.
If we're doing Forrest Gump impression,
he was just doing straight 40-yard runs.
If we're doing Forrest Gump impression, Joe Flacco running with robot arms the other day it was straight out of the Alabama Forrest Gump scene where he's just running down the field with his arms, but it was full Forrest.